I'm playing solo, dude. I don't give a damn.
No,
It
but
just
what I
seemed,
mean is that you weren't you'd missed a rule, or there was something that you were
no,
doing
no.
that didn't.
Well, I mean, obviously, it's always possible that I missed something, but I'm just thinking that it just felt like um, the Austrians, would do stuff, and the Prussians would grind them up, and then the Austrians would do something else, and the Prussians would grind them up, and eventually the Prussians had ground them up. And I don't know. You should never try to divine too much about a game from playing it solo. To be fair,
Right.
but I am sitting here thinking, I don't know. It seemed like the light cavalry that the Prussians had was more than enough to deal with the cavalry that the Austrians had over there on the right. And
Right.
yet now I'm looking at it and I'm going, wow, is it? I,
Well,
I
what is
don't
it?
know.
I think historically, I think who is it? It's Zethan who's over here.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that he did. I mean, there was combat, but it wasn't that intense.
Hmm.
And so then when he finds out that there's a general retreat going on, he's like, "What? What happened?"
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, yeah,
Fortunately, we can go fast and we'll presumably catch up with you on the road back to Prague. But
yeah.
yeah, so I believe we are sitting at the very top of the 220 turn.
That is correct.
And I think that if David looks around and wonders why everything's been moved, it's because we played without you.
No.
Well, he showed up for the last 10 minutes of our game. What was it? 2 weeks ago, a week ago, whatever
Yeah.
it was. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
2
that's
weeks
right.
ago.
You did. You
I
did.
did
That's
come in
right.
at the end of it.
Yep.
That's
But
right.
at that point, all the Prussian move had been done, and
Right.
pretty much,
Right.
I think there was one left or whatever, and the rest was the
Yeah, it was
Austrians.
mostly just the Austrians doing their thing. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I would say that we are pretty much top of the hour, or not top of the hour, but top of the turn, top of the ready to go. I think.
Yep. Yep. So if somebody wants to throw some dice, I think that's
Yeah.
usually you, Michael.
It is traditionally me for an absolutely no good reason, as most traditions.
Let's see, where's the colon? There we are.
We get a special result straight away. I mean, why waste time?
Well, this is an Austrian special result,
It
isn't
is
it?
an Austrian special result, and that is
Zero
gonna
6.
be
Free combat segment.
free combat segment. So fire combat or close combat segment
For
for the
free.
Austrian for free. I don't know that it's gonna do anything for you because I don't really know that you got that much. Oh well, I guess the Grenzers are in.
Yeah, I think they're the only ones that could do anything at this particular stage in the game, right? Everybody
Yeah,
else
I mean, I
is.
think so. I don't even think you have a lot of artartillery that's unlimbered yet, and even that's
No,
at pretty
it's going to
long
be at
range.
long range. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and do. Well,
Ooh, you do have to activate a formation though in order to activate the Grenzers. You
right.
can't just activate independent units by themselves.
So, does he have to be within range of somebody in order to be part of the fire combat
Oh
thing?
yeah, sorry, yeah, because there's a special result.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you would need. Yeah, you're actually doing the special result on a leader, and then it would have to be. It depends on the language of the special rule, but it's usually and any independent unit stacked with him or any other members of his command, that kind of stuff. But that's
Right.
not going to help. That's not going to help the Grenzers because they're all much too far away. So yeah, I don't know if you can do anything with this or not.
Probably not. So,
I mean, you could.
I mean, can I rule for the
Try
Grenzer
fire
to put
those-
him in?
No,
No. Okay.
no, because I mean, if you'll read the special rule, it almost certainly says pick a commander,
Right.
And then any units within his command radius plus any independent unit,
Sure.
whatever, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Yeah, I mean, you could fire those 12-pounders.
Yeah, that's the only
For
thing I think I've got. So, but I don't even know if they can reach it. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
and
11. A
11.
range of 11. 12 pounders. Well, actually, yeah, they're times 4 at 11. Sheesh. That's pretty damn good.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Holy hell!
Yeah, they got a range of 15. So, yeah,
We
they're
better start
really
marching faster.
good. Okay. Yeah, I guess we can take a pot shot with these guys, and I guess we can fire on these guys here,
Yeah,
right?
no,
Yep.
totally. Yeah.
So,
Okay, and that's going to get you plus
so that's gonna,
10 to your die roll because the size of that's going to be 8.
okay. So I guess it's an 8 to 10 with a plus
So
10.
it's going to be 1 to 1.5. Sorry? Yeah,
Yeah.
if your size is 8, that's plus 10.
Yep. Okay.
It's very abrupt. It goes from nothing to plus 10 in one hop, and then it goes up by 5s after that. It's kind of curious. I'm not sure why it does that.
Well, you just
Um,
want your units to get killed, so that way they're a little easier. All right, here I'll go
Who's
ahead.
firing at what?
So
He-
this 12-pounder gun is going to fire at
Mhm.
that artillery piece, limbered artillery.
1.5 to 1, or 1 to 1.5 plus 10.
Yep, here we go. 69. I don't think that's anything. It's an R result.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
which we're not using.
yeah.
So okay, all right. Well, boy, it does make me realize though that having these limbered artillery, I mean, they're in a surprisingly vulnerable location. I thought it was okay to have them limbered that far away. Now I'm thinking otherwise.
Okay, well, that was my big exciting move or thing. So I
Prolonging
guess go ahead and
doesn't
roll
look like
again.
any fun. All right, then we'll do that. Boom. It's a
Oh,
big Austrian wing.
it's a wing activation for me. All right. So what shall we do? Well, let's go ahead and activate Nadajdi, our favorite boy over here. So I think I got a roll for him to see if he has
if
his
he
act
can.
together. A 7. I think he's good. He's like
He's
an
good,
8.
but
Yeah.
7. Yeah, okay, right.
Yep.
Seven's
Yeah.
one of those numbers where you definitely have to flip the unit over.
Yep. Okay. So we've got him. So let's go ahead. We got these boys over here that are all figuring out what the heck to do. So we'll just move them up.
Now, which of the commanders do they belong to? They belong to this one at the bottom,
Yep.
the M.
Yep.
Okay.
So they're out of
So
range.
they're all out of range, but they're in column, so
yeah.
they can still.
And then, actually, these guys are disordered. They're part of that same thing. So let me go ahead and roll for them. See if they come out of their disorder.
that's right. That's right.
A 30.
Ooh, I don't know.
Probably not.
What
They are. Well, they're 26.
Oh yeah, no, those are not too bad then. So, but that's not good enough because it's plus 5.
Oh, okay. Well,
To recover from
Right.
disorder, it's plus 5. So you need it to 31. Oy.
well, I'll roll better next time.
All right.
Okay. So that's up with them. Okay, so let me go ahead and move these guys down here then. So we're going to go, that's 1, 2, and then that's going to be 3, and 4 gets me there. And everybody else just comes along for the ride. No pun intended.
Oh yeah, they are all riding.
Yep. All right. Then this guy is going to go across the creek. So I think that's going to cost me like 1.5 or something.
No,
The
it's
stream is
probably
plus
2.
1.
Yeah, so it
No,
should
it's
be
plus
2
2.
altogether.
Yeah. So that's 3 to get
What?
there.
No. Really?
Yeah. It says it's
You're not mistaking it for the creek.
No. I'm looking at stream. Stream
I'll be
says
darned.
+2.
I don't know
Yeah.
why I'm having so much trouble finding that chart,
Yeah.
but okay, I believe you if you say so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
That's +4 for the creek.
oh my word,
Yeah.
yeah, for cavalry, it's really tough to get across there.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so yeah, so he's at 3 already.
Yep. So 3, and then we'll go ahead and turn him. Oh, somewhere here I've got the right. Let me just undo this.
What in the world?
Yeah, I tried to turn him and just hit the wrong button instead.
Yeah.
That's
No one's ever done that before.
nope. So there's 4,
All right, so it's 4, right?
and 5 gets him there. All right,
Okay.
and then these guys, let's go ahead and bring. Oh, actually, I need to make a roll for them, don't I?
Why?
Because they went across the stream.
Oh, yes, quite so. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, all right. So let me go ahead and make a disorder check for them.
+5.
37. They should be okay. Let's just flip them over and see. They're 32.
Ooh.
So they just barely squeaked.
Right
that
on the
one.
money there.
Yeah, there we go.
Very
Okay,
efficient.
they heard the other people, what they
Mhm.
did. So, okay, so then this guy's going to come across. So that's going to be 3. And then, let's see, he can turn 4. And there's 5. And then he can turn here 6. All right, let me go ahead and roll for him because he also went across the stream. 95. He's quite happy. All right. Everybody else. How's everybody else doing? Yeah, I think, well, we're sort of okay here. I'm going to move this guy. Do I want to do that? No. Yeah, no, I'll move him up here. Where do I want to put him? We'll put him there. All right. I think we're mostly okay. And then 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so those guys will be in command next time. All right. And I'll move him here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, everyone is set. Okay. Okay. All right. That was my big, exciting activation.
Magnificent.
Indeed. All right.
All right.
Let me
Well,
go
that
ahead and
means
roll.
that it's now your turn to roll.
A 91.
Good Lord.
That's
This is
another
like
one.
deja vu all over again.
It
This is going to be like
is.
the last turn backwards.
Exactly. Let's see. Who do we need to get rocking and rolling? I think we will activate then. Who is this guy over here? Colorado. He's got a wing that's made up of all these little bits and pieces of people. Let me just check.
Way out west.
Yep.
Right?
Way out west. Yeehaw. Let's see. Austrian Army. All right, so he's got Puebla and Sincere. So parts of Puebla are out of command, as I recall.
Yeah, and like kind of falling further and further behind.
Yeah, some of the ones that are back here, where are they hiding? I think they're over. Yep, they're over here. Okay.
Yep.
Yep. So they can only move 2 movement points.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, so that's 1 and 2. And these guys are 1 and 2. All right. Now with the rest of the column.
Did you not have any disordered units? I guess you did.
No, nobody's done anything exciting yet.
No, I thought there had been some like crossing that creek back there, crossing the stream. But I don't see one. I just thought maybe that I remembered something.
Yeah, I mean, it
I don't
might be
think
the
so,
case,
though.
but I think I got a free morale recovery towards the tail end of the turn,
Oh,
and I
maybe
used
that's
it.
so.
Yeah, and I used it for
Yeah.
those guys.
All right.
All right. Yeah, now then I'll activate this artillery along with it, and this grenadier along with it too. So let's see here. I'll move the grenadier, so that's going to be 1.5, 2.5, 3, and 4. Gets him there. Um, these guys, there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Puts them up there. And these guys are 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and then everyone's just following along in a line. Whoops. Good. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and then Sincere. Does Sincere only have? No, he's got some stuff. Where's his stuff? Oh, it's those guys there. Well, at least one of them is there. Okay. So 1.5, 2.5, 3, and 4. Oh, yeah, and then these other guys are here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put him right here. So everyone's still in command. Yeah, that will work. All right. Yeah, I think that takes care of these guys for the moment. Okay. All right. Back
Makes
to.
sense to me.
Yeah, oh, let me flip the little leaders over.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Okay.
David.
Um,
Uh oh.
This
That's a
time it's a
two for
Prussian.
us. Well, that's not good.
Did somebody fall off their horse or get
No,
shot?
but you get to pick one of our commands, which may be finished, initiative required. So, you, I mean, it's one of those things where you have to read the rules to be sure because it varies a little from game to game. Is this one of the ones where we roll twice, or do we not roll twice? I'm not really sure. Um, Command confusion. Oh, so this is one of those ones where we roll 2 leader initiative rolls for the affected command leader. If you fail both, you're finished. You fail one, you're half movement, no rapid march. And if you pass both, then you're activated.
Okay, well, that sounds really exciting.
Sure, that's why we do special events.
And so it's just a single
Single
command,
command.
right?
That's right.
Okay. Um, well, let's go ahead and which one is going to cause the most trouble?
That's usually the thought, right?
Yeah.
And then also which one is the least likely to pass,
Yeah,
obviously,
but I
because there's
mean,
no point in
it
going
would
to
be
Zeton and
it
trying
would
to
be
get him.
yeah, it would be very gamey for me to look at them to see which one it
No,
is.
no, I
So,
totally agree.
yeah.
I don't do that as a matter of course.
Yeah. I'm
And
going
usually
to
cavalry commanders are a little bit more
yeah.
assertive than infantry commanders, so I usually just pick an infantry commander, but whatever.
Yeah. I'm going to pick this chap over here. This is
Okay.
Braunschweig.
You're going to have to give me some guidance as to where to
He's
find.
over here
Oh, I see
by
him. I see him.
Bristwich.
Oh, yep. That's fine. Okay, great. So I'm going to roll 2 single die activation rolls for him, testing against his initiative. And we are going to get a 3, pretty good, and a 9, pretty terrible. So without even looking, you kind of guess that it's going to be 1 out of 2. It is. So now he becomes activated, half of his usual movement. Um, And just so we're clear about this, there we go. All. Oh, how funny. Okay. Oh, all right. This is interesting. It doesn't matter, but all right. Um, if all the units, if all the combat units of the chosen command are outside of the command range of their leader, or if the command does not have a leader on the map, then do not roll for initiative. They are automatically considered as finished.
Oh, interesting.
Just think that's never really occurred to me, but sure, why not? Okay, all right. So half movement for that guy, which is fine. It's totally fine. It also, interestingly, means though that I don't activate any of those um, artillery units nearby. I'm just activating his units,
Correct.
and I am looking for. Are there really just 4 of them?
Well, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I sure don't see any others.
ABV and HUL. Actually, that's my
Okay.
command. That's actually my command, but okay. But you can.
Oh, is it? Oh, I'm sorry. I was so busy commanding the whole army last week.
I know you were.
Is it really one of yours?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I had Zeton and Treshow, and he's part of Treshow.
Oh, okay. Well, then by all means, carry on.
So they can move half their movement. Is that?
That's right, which kind of is a problem because they got a hill in front of them. But
All right.
for what it's worth, I was going to slide them a little out of the way to let the cavalry get around them. So, just because obviously the Austrian cavalry showed up like they mean to fight. So I figured I'd get our cavalry in place.
So you're like that?
Yeah, sure, exactly. I mean, if you only got 2 movement points, what else can you do, really?
That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. If you had more movement points, you'd have done more, but that's okay. I mean, still, the cavalry command behind them can still get around if they need to.
Right. All right.
All right. Well, that was it. So I think it's your roll again, David.
Oh, okay. That was a special
Yep.
result.
All right.
All right.
That's 1 for
right.
the Prussians.
That's 1 for us. Okay. All right. Well, I am totally cool with David taking 1 here because, well, just because.
Actually, isn't that's
What?
a wing for us, isn't it?
You are exactly right. I'm glad you picked that up. Yes, it certainly is. And I don't know if that changes our thoughts about it. Oh.
Yeah, because Frederick is a wing on a 5. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. He is. So yeah, I mean, if you wanted to, you could wing activate. Of course, Zeton's not in a position to wing activate everybody because he moved over by his cavalry commanders, assuming that Holson, his kind of mixed force commander, could take care of himself. So wing activation there would not be as interesting as it might be otherwise.
Right.
I don't know about, and of course, half of Treshaw's outfit's already gone. So, not sure if it makes sense then.
Is something you can do with the wing then?
Well, I mean, maybe.
got-
Let me take a look here at.
You've got Bevern and you got Penavere.
Yeah, but Penavere is scattered all over Hell's Half Acre, so he's going to be hard pressed to be a very effective. I say that. Where is he? He's there. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so he's only got 2 of the 5 commands are actually in range. Bevern might make sense. Gonna put eyeballs on Bevern. There he
Beverin's back
is.
here, yeah.
Yep, got him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at least he can reach both of his units. So we could make a wing activation out of that. And since the enemy thoughtfully already fired their 12 pounders, I guess that means it doesn't bother me to get closer.
Well, I do get to fire them again.
Oh, that's right, because that was free. That
Yeah.
wasn't part of an activation.
Yeah.
That's right. And wait a minute, you get to fire them more than once in a game?
Yeah. If you're very lucky.
This will not
Or we
work.
fire them once and then we roll them down the hill at you.
Okay. Yeah. So, boy, yeah, it's funny to get a wing activation and kind of not care. I could do Bevern, I guess. That's not really what I think we should be focusing on, but I mean, I'm sure everybody will get to move eventually. So I could do Bevern. I will roll for Bevern because I don't think he's close enough to the king anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, he's not. So he's going to have to roll. So I'm going to roll. Here we are rolling for Bevern. Okay.
Wow, that's
I don't even need
as
to flip
good
him
as it
over.
gets, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And so he's got Puttkammer and Manstein. Oh, you'd think I'd recognize that guy.
Yeah, you used him to good effect there at Prague.
Exactly. Okay. All right. So then what we will do is we will activate them, and it looks like some of them were able to stretch out to extra size and some were not. So the first thing I want to do, they're going to be 1, 2. All right. We're going to do that. 1. And then this one is going to do. Pardon me.
Soon
1,
has.
2. 1, 2. 3. And I think we're going to have a lot of this 1, 2, 3 business. So I'm going to. Oh, that was obviously not what I meant to do. Weird. Okay.
Instead of cloning, you. Oh, probably because you
I just
had
put 'em out
the
of
unit
command?
selected, yeah. You
Yes,
probably
I
had the
did,
unit
yeah.
selected instead of the marker.
Well, I had both. So
Ah.
one got out of command and one got cloned. It's kind of maybe not the best UI in the world. Okay, that was 1, 2, 3 for that guy. Excuse me, 1, 2. That's 3. This guy's just going to move the 1. And then it's going to go 1, 2, 3. And he's going to go 1, 2. 3, 4. And these guys are grenadiers, so they can do whatever they jolly well choose. I guess I'm going to do, whoops, 1, 2, 3. 4. Again, I keep doing it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll just do the same thing with these guys. Now, that's not going to be quite as simple. I am so unaccustomed to doing extended lines. that I actually am going to have to look and see what the wheel cost is. I mean, I don't think it's anything
Oh,
really. I just haven't done it in a while, so I just don't remember. Um, uh, where is it? Is it?
is it on the movement point chart thing, or is it in the
I
rules
don't.
somewhere?
I think it's under facing. Yeah, 9.4. It's page 15. Multi hex facing formation changes. So 9.4b speaks to line. Um, so you pay the terrain cost of the hex that's entered into plus one
Mm. So it would
in
cost
order to
two
in order
to
to wheel.
right.
Yeah, so it costs two to move into a one, a clear hex.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that mean?
So it costs two for you to wheel
So all
So
right,
to the
the wheel to
east.
there would be
so
2.
so that's two to get there, three to get there, four to get there, and then it would look like this.
Yep.
That's what I think we're agreeing to.
Mm-hmm.
Ugly, but okay.
Doesn't have to be pretty.
Yeah, yeah, it'd be nice if it was, but whatever. Okay, I think that's everybody. I can decide if I
Did
want
you
to
want
go.
to do any of the artillery?
Yeah. I was going to add the artillery in there too. Just trying to figure out where they all are, especially because these are the guys that we're just getting shot at. And I'm sure that they can prolong or fire, but not both, without even flipping them over.
I'm surprised at how mobile my 12 pounders are compared to yours.
That's a really interesting point.
Yeah,
And they're
because, like,
apparently quite powerful. You're right, because they're both.
yeah, they can prolong and fire, and they have a movement of 4, while yours only have a movement of 3. So I don't know if we've
Interesting.
got better trained gunners that showed up at this battle.
Or a lighter weight 12 pounder, but which was still effective? Or are they giving you a little bit of the benefit of being up on top of the hill? It's just baked into the unit instead of like in Prague, where they actually had a special rule for giving benefit to being higher. I mean, I don't know. Could be any of those.
I don't know. I'm not going to complain.
And it's interesting because the multipliers for the Austrian are higher than the Prussian ones.
Fascinating. Okay. Well, this
And
is
the range is slightly longer.
Yep.
most mysterious. All right. Well, unfortunately, the only way to do this is to fuck it. I'll just go ahead and rapid march. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll just roll for the left one and then the right one. Okay.
They're all happy.
Yeah. So that's all okay, and the rest of these guys. Okay, why is that confusing me? Who is that guy? Oh, there was a whole other command that I wasn't paying any attention to.
For who? Bevern? Yeah, Bevern's got
Yeah,
Manstein,
Bevan's got
Panwitz, and
three. Yeah,
Puntkammer.
yeah, that was the problem. I just missed a couple of them. So
Yeah, so
I will deal with them then, because clearly I need to. So that's 1, 2, and that's going to be 1, 2, 3, And then these guys are going to have to figure out what they're going to do. 2, 1, 2. One, two. Three, 4. 1, 2. 3, 4. Okay, so that's making some progress forward. Not super fast, but okay. And then we're going to go 1. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4. That's close enough for everybody. And then I'll flip him over. Boom. And he should be close enough for all of his fellas right where he is. So we'll just flip him over as is. And I will put this guy here and flip him over. And Beverin's probably fine where he is. And I'll flip him over. Nope, Beverin needs to move up 1. So I'll do that. So, done. See how magical all that was?
That was magical, Michael. This is why we enjoy playing with you. We can
because it's all magic.
It is all magic, and we can see how the magic is done.
Wow.
Now, since I came late 2 weeks ago, I just have a question about this spot right here.
Yes, sir.
This one you've got with an extended, but this is the other part of his unit here. Is there supposed to be an extended there, or could he not make it?
As you observed with the commands that I just did, a lot of those guys couldn't get into position and then spend the 2 movement points to extend the line.
Okay.
And that's exactly what you're seeing right there. They just weren't quite to the point where they could.
Because they had to go up the slope, so it kind of sucked up extra movement.
Yep. Gotcha.
Yep. Exactly. All right. Is it my turn to throw?
I believe so.
Then that is exactly what I will do. And that's going to be enough for the bad guys to take 1 and for us to advance the clock.
All right.
Are we at +2 or plus?
I thought it was +2. Am I wrong?
I thought it was +2 also.
Okay.
What's my guy's? Dawn is... he's +3.
And we're probably a 5.
I bet he's a 5. Where is he? Yes, 5. So we're at +2. So that is a Austrian activation.
Okay.
Single activation.
All right. So, let's see here. Who do we want to try to move first? Let's go ahead and activate this guy here. What's his name? Starenberg. Okay, and while we're at it, we'll activate these guns, and I think we'll activate these guns too while we're at it, get everything in position. So, I guess I have to roll for him, although I guess it doesn't matter if he fails, right? Well, he passes anyway with a 1.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. All right. So here we've got 1, 2, and that's going to be 3. And then I have no idea how much it costs these guys to turn around. Probably a whole boatload, given that they're Austrians. So
I'm sorry. Which way are you trying to turn? Oh,
well,
you're actually trying to change formation.
I'd be turning. Yeah. So the idea would be to change into line.
Yeah.
There, and so I'm trying to find the cost, the picture. Where's the picture?
It's worth 1,000 words wherever it is.
Okay. So, actually, it only cost 1. Huh. Oh, because the guys are in the front
Because you're turning left.
And then they're going to be on the right. Oh, okay. Well, that works out well.
Exactly.
Cool. Do I want to do that or keep moving forward a little bit more? We'll go ahead and we'll turn. We'll put them in line. So there's 4. All right. So here we've got 1, 2, 3. And then this guy's going to go. And he'll also go into line 4. And this is half, 1.5, 2, 3, and 4 also. Cool. All right, this guy's going, there's half, there's 1.5, 2, 3, and 4 gets them up there. And here's the rest of their friends. So that's 1, 2, 2.5, 3.5, 4. And then these guys, 1, 2, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5. All right, now for the guns. Let's see the guns of Navarone. So let's go.
I hope you don't have those.
I do. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And where shall we park these other ones? Well, we'll put them up here on the slope. So let's go 1, 2, and then if I unlimber them, they would face whichever way they're facing right now, correct?
I think they.
And so then next turn I would turn them if I wanted to, right?
I feel like that's not so. I feel like when they change, then they actually can adopt any facing. I'm going to double check that.
Okay, well, that would certainly be handy.
Yeah. Here I am looking. Artillery formation changes, as if I knew where things were. Artillery that limbers or unlimbers in an unoccupied hex may face in any direction without any extra cost.
Okay.
Artillery that unlimbers in an occupied hex must conform to the facing of the unit already in the hex, of course.
Right.
But yeah, basically you pay your 2 and you can do whatever you want.
Okay. So this guy's then going to turn. There's 1 and 2, and then he's going to unlimber there. All right. We're starting to have something that's looking like a line. something that's looking like a line. All right, I think that takes care of things. Oh, yeah, no, I had these guys here I wanted to move, so where do I want to put them?
Oh, that was another thing at the Battle of Waterloo. I like how they had the artillery firing over the infantry in trenches.
Trenches?
Oh, yeah. Did you not see the movie, Michael?
No, I have not seen the movie.
Oh, my God.
Priest.
Yeah, there is a scene. So it's Waterloo. The British infantry are in trenches with like stakes sticking out of the trenches. You know, so it's like Battle of Agincourt kind of stuff.
That is really funny.
And so then the French cavalry are starting to move across the field towards them. And so they say, infantry, prepare to receive the cavalry. They come out of the trench, march forward 30 yards, down the hill, 30 yards, and then form square. I mean, it was taking everything I had not to burst into laughter at the general silliness of that.
And I thought that just the shooting the ice on the pond at Austerlitz was going to be the ridiculousness. I had no idea that it was going to be this bad.
No, there's bonus ridiculousness.
Oh, wow.
Extra bonus ridiculousness. So, well, What can you do? Okay. Yeah, I move those other guys. So these guys I'll just wait until another activation. I don't really have any compelling idea what to do with them yet. So, okay. Let me flip this guy over.
And you can also put a finished on this guy right there, right?
Well, he's got the little move marker on him, but yeah, that works too. And
right.
finished
Yeah,
on my guys. Point. Yeah. Oh, and then Michael needs to put his as finished too. And I guess these guys have to be finished, and those guys have to be finished.
Yep.
They're all finished.
I hadn't gotten to all of them yet, but you are quite right.
Okay.
It's really funny. I mean, this is an accurate representation of what the markers looked like in first edition. But oh my God, they look awful. It's just like, somebody please update this Vassal module and put proper looking markers on them.
All right. That is it for me then. So on to somebody else's roll.
I think it's your roll, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. A 72. Hey, that's another wing activation for me.
That's a wing for you.
And well, wing and a prayer.
This really is like the last turn flipped around.
I know. Let's see. I've got a wing over here with this guy, and he's actually within command of what's his face? Dawn. So we can activate all of those guys. Try to get our cavalry looking something like a cavalry line
like
there.
Men on horseback?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right now they're not. Now they're looking like something slightly different. Okay, so we'll activate them, and they're within range of their army commander. So, and everybody, he's part of it, or is he? Or is he independent? Castiglione. He might be independent. Yep, he is.
Yep, he is.
So he's not part of that. It is, who is that? That's Stompatch. So he's got Colrat and Woolrath. Okay, say that 3 times fast.
I shan't.
I know. All right, so let's go ahead and what do we want to do? You've got your little people lining up over there. I will get my little people lining up over here. Yeah.
No, I don't know if you actually draft little people into your army, but that's not how we roll.
That is our Bantam battalion. What are you talking about?
Oh, nice.
That's a callback to First World War stuff there. Yeah.
Actually, it'd be a call forward to First World War here.
Well, yeah, almost the same thing, except it's the British, and none of the British are here. Although I probably have some Irish who are.
Oh, you know you do.
Yeah. Although the British are your allies, so therefore the Irish are on my side.
Exactly.
All right. So we will just advance a single hex with those guys. And then this group that's in the back, I'm going to have them kind of sidestep here. So that's 1, 2, 3. So they're just going to kind of move over. So we have something that looks like a line of troops. Come on, separate. And he's some more cuirassiers. Okay. All right, so I guess I'll put him up there. Oh, yeah, there's my O'Donnell cuirassiers. That's my special
Good
group
Austrian name, O'Donnell.
Yep. Mm-hmm. All right, and Dawn is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he can move how far? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, he can move a lot, right? Because when the leaders are moving all by themselves, they're half across the ground running around.
Yeah, they should be. Yeah, I mean, there's a separate column on the terrain effects chart, but it's basically half.
Oh, so this guy can't move. He's part of Corey, somebody else's command.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's why he's not going anywhere yet. Okay, cool. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. We will go ahead and flip everybody over. Okay. I think we're good.
All right.
So 1, 2,
it's
3,
David's
4, 5.
roll?
1, 2, 3. Yep.
And that artillery moved too. So does he?
This artillery moved in a previous thing, so yeah. So I guess it needs a little marker on it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, what do we got? Another special result.
Good
0,
heavens.
2. This is another one for the
Same one.
Prussians. Yeah. So a command that is finished. It finished before it even starts.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Well, who else hasn't gone yet? Let's see. Let's go ahead and.
Oh gosh, hardly anybody has gone. Really.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and see if we can't.
Well, there's one Ingersbergen.
Ingersbergen.
The only infantry that hasn't gone yet.
Yeah.
Right. Pure infantry. Yeah.
And then otherwise these guys over here. Or these guys here over here. Okay. Let's go ahead and see if we can spoil these guys Krakow.
Okay. And I guess they're mine, so I'll go ahead.
Nope, they're David's.
No,
are they?
No,
I don't know whose they are.
No.
Oh yeah, they're
No,
Penavere.
they're from Penavere's wing, so I will go ahead and roll Uno and Due. Wow, that was exactly what I rolled last time, with exactly the same result. Half movement. So we got that going for us, which is nice. All right. So we will. Nobody needs to be unscrambled from that perspective. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'll go ahead and do it anyway. Oh, that's interesting. Is this one of those that's actually 3? Oh, it is. All right, well, I'll give it a whirl. All right, that's 1, 2. Whoops, picked him up. Didn't mean
That's
to.
one way to move your artillery faster. It's not horse artillery.
Absolutely. Put him under the horses, and he'll have to roll for a disorder check. And for that matter, the artillery does too. And that's going to be a special result for the artillery disorder check. Wasn't that interesting? What's a 0-9 disorder check for movement action? 0-9 Prussian. If the unit's printed it's a +5. Otherwise, it's a -5. It's pretty good bet it's a -5 now. So I'm going to roll again.
Oof.
Huh?
Well, so that's going to be a disorder, I guess.
Yeah, faux show. All right. And then we'll do that. Same result. We'll roll for the cavalry. And then we'll roll for the artillery. All right. And then, and those guys haven't activated yet. So that's kind of interesting. Oh, well, whatever. All right. And that's that. Was that you, David, who rolled that?
Yep.
Well, try it again. That's not exactly what I meant, but all right.
So a 0,
That's a
5.
5 Prussian. So that's
Pick one
fire
command for
combat or
fire
close
combat or
combat.
close combat.
Okay. Well, it seems like
You've got your guns
what's
at unlimbered, so I guess they could fire, right?
but not really, because I think if we go read this, we're going to find that it's going to be basically for
Oh, because they've got to be
independent units that
stacked
are
with
stacked
somebody.
with. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't think that's going to work. It's probably going to have to be the ones over here by the village. What's his name? Holson.
Okay.
I mean, if nothing else, they could pump some rounds into those Grenzers to try to keep the Grenzers from shooting up their friends. But I mean, that's the only one I see that looks very useful.
Right.
I mean, I don't see any others that make any sense. So I mean, I mean, it looks like it's going to be one fire combat. There's really not very much to it. One of them's at half strength and the other one's at full strength for fire combat. And maybe you can clip some of those damn Grenzers.
All right. Well, now the artillery here can fire, right?
Well, I would think so. Yeah, it's
He's stacked with a leader.
So
Yeah.
I would think so. Yeah. So
right.
yeah, I mean, if he can get a shot off at somebody, then you can add him to the.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a shot at this guy right here.
Oh yeah, because it would just touch the corner of that. Well, does it, or does it go through the corner of that hex?
And I do a thread from center to center. That
You're right.
Yeah,
It does look
touches
like
the
it's
corner.
right.
It's right on the corner.
I mean, it should be right on the corner because if you symmetrically, that's where it would be.
Yeah.
Actually, it would stop right on the middle of that hex side where the base of the church spire is. So it actually does cross ever so slightly into the
church. Yeah.
into the church. In other words, it's not crossing at the hex vertex. It's crossing halfway down the hex side. So I'm not sure it's a clean shot.
Do the villages block line of sight?
I don't know. Let us look.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, because otherwise I was like, oh, you can take a shot at something else, but
2, 3, 4. Oh, I see what you're saying, right? Because you got infantry in the way. You could be shooting at some of that cavalry, but you've got those grenadiers in the way.
Well, you've got your troops here, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, that guy can't fire because he's facing.
I'm not sure why it's crossing. If you do that mathematically with hexes, that will be right on the tip.
It would be crossing right there at the middle of that hex side right there. Because that would be exactly halfway from the center of that hex, and that hex would be the center of that hex side. It wouldn't be here. That's actually biased towards the defender side. That's exactly a hex and a half away from there, and that's exactly a hex and a half away from there.
Okay, yeah, I agree. Okay.
So, I mean, it looks like it is crossing the hex ever so slightly.
All right.
Besides, the church steeple is blocking that other hex too, right?
It really is that church steeple right that's laying on the ground.
Well, after all the combat that happened last turn, I think we did knock the church steeple down, yeah.
Oh, actually, that's going to be the problem, is all the bodies the artillery would have to fire over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
All right, so I just basically have these weird whatever that is. So
what do you got? 4.
I'm sure it's not much.
5, 6 increments. Uh-oh.
The special result, whatever.
Infantry fire 9. Fire has no effect, and the fire is disordered.
That was a great roll, David.
Wow, that was just about as supreme as it gets. What does that mean for guys that are already disordered, though? I'm gonna look. Come on. Infantry fire special results. Ammo exhausted. Oh, that's funny. An already disordered unit is marked as shaken and disordered. Well, yes, but I have one that's already shaken and disordered. It doesn't say what to do with it.
Would it route then? What usually happens?
I mean, that is the usual thing. It's just funny that they went out of their way to point out that an existing disordered unit would get enhanced and then didn't say what you would do with one that was already shaken and disordered. I would submit that this is bad enough, so maybe we just let it go.
I concur. It's certainly embarrassing. The king is not happy. He's getting reports from over there.
I mean, we did take the church.
You did, and that kind of ended there for some reason.
Yeah, but boy, the rest of the attack has been a debacle.
All right.
You can blame the guy who was responsible for the attack. In fact, I strongly encourage David to do exactly that.
Well, we'll have him take over one side of your stuff and see if he can make as big a mess of it as you did.
Well, it'll just be like Moscow, where you took over my guys.
Yeah.
But
they did okay. They took a few losses.
They did well.
It wasn't Michael's way of doing things. Yeah.
So I've done a 0-2, a 0-5, a 0-9. Okay, let's see if I can. I'm still rolling, right?
Yep, you're still rolling.
Initiative roll, yeah.
And that's another 0-2.
Well, Eric,
okay.
pick another one.
Time to pick another one to see if we can't sabotage in some way, shape, or form here. Yeah, we'll see if we can confuse the command here with this guy, who's part of that's Ingersbellen.
Okay, all right, David.
So 2 single dies, right?
Yep.
Yeah, boom and boom. All right.
Now, it probably looks like a split effort there. I think it's fair to say he's probably not a 7 or an 8.
It's unlikely that he's a 7. That seems like a bit of a reach, doesn't it?
Right. So,
it's surprisingly close, actually, but no cigar, as they say.
All right.
So half movement.
And
which is too bad since you got a hill right in front of you.
Right.
Well, and some of them look like actually they still need to get out into extended line. So
that's one, and that takes 2, right?
That's it's 1 plus the cost of the move to move into the
terrain.
So,
yeah,
it'd be 2 in this case.
So yeah.
So maybe that's it.
So that's kind of what says. And do I want to do any of the others? No.
Probably not. They're a lot smaller units, right?
All right. And
you can activate that artillery that's stacked with that last infantry unit. I mean, I guess you're not required to, though.
And well, okay, yeah, that's because he's under Treshaw.
Well, no, it's that he is stacked with a member of the formation that got activated by the special event. And because he's stacked with him, he's eligible to be activated as part of the special event. I mean, you may choose not to because maybe you don't want to, although he's probably only going to prolong anyway. What difference does it make? Half movement at prolonging is the same, right?
Right.
So maybe it really means a big fat nothing.
So. Yeah, let's prolong him. Yeah, let's get out there.
Yeah, if nothing else, you can prolong him again the next turn, and then the infantry presumably can catch up with him next turn.
That's if the cavalry doesn't catch him first.
Exactly. Oh, go ahead, brother. Get up there and be disordered, and then we'll see what happens. I don't think you'll enjoy it.
Actually, we've never seen what cavalry charging guns looks like in this game.
I thought
we didn't
did we
have
not see
any.
that at Prague?
No, we ran out of time before I could get my cavalry around. And up there where he had his cavalry and the stuff,
right.
it was all we had was infantry.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't mean to suggest that that the artillery would end up very well. I just mean that, by the time you've been shot at and disordered and standing there, and then you realize that there's 4,000 Prussian infantrymen right in front of you, that's when it gets ugly.
Come on, we're the O'Donnell Cuirassiers.
Okay, by all means.
We had our big swig of whiskey before we showed up to this battle.
Yeah. Only electrons die today.
Exactly.
All right.
So that's it.
I guess I roll again.
Huh? I guess you just
roll again.
Rolling.
96.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that's one for me. But not enough.
Marker advance.
Not enough to trigger
At the rate
anything,
we're doing wing activations, though, the end turn marker is purely a formality this turn.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to activate my Veed, and I'll activate, I guess, these Grenzers that are here, and for the heck of it, why not? And let's see. And I think I'll activate this Grenadier. See what I can do with him. So let's go ahead and have some fun.
Well, who's the command?
So the commander is Veed. Veed is down here by Kretschkor Hill. He's down here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's got a mixed group of infantry and dragoons, it looks like, or crosshairs or something. Dragoons. Yeah, he's got 2 dragoons and 2 crosshairs. So
looks like
a little bit of a mixed bag.
Like these guys are out of command, though.
1, 2, 3, 4. Aren't they? Doesn't this count as 1, 2, 3 because it's the same regiment?
No, quite so. Yep. Sorry, I missed that.
I make this mistake often enough, so.
No. In this case, you were quite right.
All right. So first we have to do recoveries. I don't have anybody that I've selected that is disordered. So then we do fire combat. So I've got this chap here. He's going to fire into your flank there of your poor little disordered Munich Fusiliers. So I believe I am ×5 at this range. Yep. So I've got 15 to your defense of 10. So I guess what, 1.5 to 1? No pluses. No. Oh, actually, then it shifts to 2 to 1, right? Because it's hidden in the flank.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I think I'm confused. Where are we?
My Grenzers are here. They're in Kretschkor.
Oh, right? Yes, of course.
So they're here, and then they're firing this way because they're in skirmish order. Yep. So it's going to be 1.5 to 1, shifted to 2 to 1 because I'm firing into his.
That's right.
Into his flank, right?
Yep.
So we just roll the dice and see what we get.
That's right.
And 87 at 2 to 1.
Not good.
That's going to be a 2.
Is it?
Yeah, 2 hits, I guess. And then it has an M10, but does that happen if it's an odd number?
No.
Okay.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
If there's an M, it's an M plus 10,
Yeah.
but not an M this kind. So 2 more. Wow. Well, it'll be harder to hit him next time.
Is that what happens when he's a really small target?
Well,
Oh
he goes
yeah,
to
then it's a minus
-5 next
five.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, there's fewer guys to poke at, I guess.
Oh my
So,
God. What a fiasco.
so are skirmishers minus 15, or are they just minus 10?
Well,
So
it's just
my
-10. Yeah, the
okay,
skirmishers is in place of their size.
okay,
Because remember, their size is always 3 or less.
right,
And so it doesn't make any sense. So they just say, look, skirmishers are -10, period.
right. Okay. Um. Well, gosh, my skirmishers are having a ball,
Well,
with the exception of getting shot to pieces.
I'm wondering what was the name of the knucklehead that I had who wasn't Kleist?
Yeah, Kleist. Yeah,
And I'm thinking it's not Holson in charge. I'm thinking it's
it's
Kleist in
Kleist.
charge of
Kleist is
this outfit.
secretly.
Yeah,
He's got a mustache on and a pair of
yeah.
glasses. Nobody knows who
That's
he
what
is.
I think it's all his
Yeah,
doing because
could
that
be.
only that can explain the die rolling
Yeah,
and the subsequent debacle.
yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to move these guys up here into that village hex, and then I will move my grenadiers. I think. What's it cost to move into the walled church or farm? 3. So it cost them 1 to move there. No, 1, 2. No, 1.5 to get there, right? So if they turn, that's
Yes.
1.5.
Yeah.
And then they would cost them 3 to move into the walled church. So that's going to be then 4.5. So it's a half a movement point more than what they've got.
Yes.
Okay, we'll do it. And then we'll
Actually, that's a really okay. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and we'll make a disorder check. Am I correct?
I think so, but I think isn't that a walled farm?
It's a walled farm. That's why it was costing 3 to move into.
Right. So if that's the case, then actually you don't.
Oh, because I'm not moving through it.
No, you don't point at a hex vertex. You're pointing at a hex side because you're in general order.
Oh, okay.
Right? I mean, that's mandatory general order in that terrain, isn't it?
I'm not familiar with general order here. I thought you'd had me facing a vertex like a
well,
like
I think you were. I think you were because those guys were skirmishers.
Ah, okay.
And once we looked in the rules, we realized that they retain skirmish formation regardless. But these guys are not skirmishers, so they would be in general order if they were in that context.
Okay.
So, but they would have to roll for rapid march because they use more than 4 movement points.
Here we go.
That would be a disorder check.
They're happy.
All good.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So that takes care of those little independent guys moving. So I guess we need to put some... Was
this in the context of somebody else doing a formation?
Yeah, this is
activation?
Veed. This is the
okay, perfect,
the big Veed man. So I thought I'd move all the independent people first.
Sure.
So they are all marked with a really ugly finished marker.
I know, terrible.
So let's go ahead and move my cavalry here. That's part of Veed's formation. So we're going to go 1, 2, and then we're going to turn these guys 3. Oh, actually, so that's 1 to move there, 2 to turn, 3, and then we'll turn here. I will go into... Does it cost the same for the for people to turn, whether it's cavalry turning or infantry turning?
Yeah,
is there a different cost?
No. Changing formation can cost a different amount, but turning is
right. No, that's what I'm talking about. So going from
yes. So if you're going from column to line,
yes,
or vice versa.
So cavalry.
You use the bottom. Chart? You use the bottom diagram for all cavalry units, and it's a little confusing the way it's laid out. It's laid out as if it's only like for 3 hex units that you care about that bottom chart, but
right.
That's not it. I'm furiously scrolling to find it.
Well, I see the chart, and it's only one, so it doesn't matter whether I'm in one hex or three
Actually, it
hexes.
says at the bottom of it, it says for 1 and 2 hex cavalry formations, use the infantry diagram
As a guide how to make the formation change, but of course use the cavalry costs.
Yep.
So you use the costs indicated on the bottom two charts.
Okay.
Even though, of course, if you're a 1 hex or a 2 hex unit, obviously you're not going to look like that at the end of your turn, but you still get the idea of the directionality and the number of movement points.
Okay. All right. So I think I'm okay there. So it's only, from my understanding, it looks like it's only going to cost me 1 to turn and form line facing north based on the way I'm set up now. So it cost me 1 here, 2 to turn, 3. Yeah. I will move here 4, and then 5 gets me here. All right, and then I'll go 1, and then this is 2, 3, 4, and 5 gets me there. All right, these knuckleheads facing the wrong way. All right, he's gonna have to turn. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then this guy's gonna turn into line. That's 4, 5, yep. 6. And this guy's going to turn. That's 1, 2, 3, and then 4 for him to turn into line.
Yep.
5, 6. Hooray! We've got a line.
It's the magic of turning the right way.
Yeah, I'll say. All right, then the rest of these guys. Let's see here. Let's move them. 1, 2, 3. So they're just going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Puts them there. And everybody's in command. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll flip him over. Voila. All right, we have the semblance of some kind of line developing, potentially.
So
yeah.
So, David, are you tired of rolling activations now?
All right,
I think it's back to me, right?
I think it's back to you. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Oh, that's definitely one for you, and a wing at that. A wing and a prayer.
A wing if we wanted it, but I don't know that we can use it. Okay. Well then, I'm going to say that it probably makes more sense just to move over to Zeton and let him do his thing, and I mean, I don't see any point in, well, I mean, I guess I go ahead and do a wing for Penavere and just move the 2 that he can reach just to take advantage of the wing, I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, all right. All right, then we'll do it this way. And they are actually within reach of the king, and so there's no reason to roll. I think we're just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for those guys. It'll be a little bit more convoluted for these other guys. Let's see if I can figure out how I want to do this. One, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's just do that. 1, 2, 3. And then, let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 in the worst case, and 5. So we'll just call that good. Think that'll do. And then I'm going to flip him over, and then we'll move Penavere there and flip him over. All right, job done. Oh, you know what? No. No, these are all independent units. They could all. No, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll go ahead and activate these 3 Grenadier units here. I'm not going to do anything amazing with them. I'm just going to turn them like that.
Okay.
So that was easy.
Finish him up.
Yep. All right.
Is it my turn to roll? I think that was your roll, right? Here we go. 22. That's one for you. 22 skidoo.
All right. I got 2 cavalry outfits way west that haven't activated yet. And you've got Zeton's light cavalry on the far east. Is there anybody I'm missing? Because I think all of our other units have activated already. Does it sound right, David?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I don't guess I care too much.
All right.
Why don't you go ahead and give Zeton's boys something to do?
Give Zeton's boys something to do. All right. All right. Well, I guess we'll do. Well, let's see. Which one do I want to do?
Well, there's only one command right now. Oh no, Hulson hasn't moved yet. That's right.
Hulson hasn't done his command.
That's right. That's right. So we have 4 formations that haven't activated yet.
So which one do I want to do? Well, let's see. I don't know what to do with Hulson here, but let's try him out, I guess, and see what we can do. All right. So first, disorders, right? All right. So let's.
Plenty of disorders to choose from.
Plenty of disorders. We'll do this one first. And boom. Oh, he's fine.
Not much left of him, but he's happy.
Yeah, well, it's not hard to find order with 100 guys.
Yeah.
This one. Boom. Oh, that should be good too.
Now, these other ones should all have to get an extra plus 10 for being in an enemy zone of control, so it'd be plus 15 for each of them to recover.
And this guy is okay. And does he have more because he's more than half, or?
No, that's
only morale.
Check. That doesn't matter. Yeah.
All right.
43 minus 15. That's going to be.
I don't know. He's probably
high 20s. Oh.
No. So no recovery there.
this one. Let's see.
That should be good enough.
Seems like, yeah.
So that should be just shaken now, right?
Yeah.
And the last one over here.
Uh-oh. Special excitement.
No, no special result on recoveries, so it's just a failure.
Okay.
Okay, wow, that was great.
Now, I don't know the best way to do this.
Yeah, well, clearly I didn't either. Oh, goodness. I mean, given that you've got that big Fusilier unit right behind, you could maybe back the shaken unit out and advance up and close assault those guys and force them to move away.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, the disordered unit can't back away. And obviously, they're going to get a shot at the shaken unit as it backs away, but I mean, whatever.
Yeah. So let's now. Does he just back up? Is that the way it is?
Yeah, it's just line back up. It costs an extra movement point over and above what it was going to cost anyway. So it would cost him 3 movement points, and he'll have to roll a disorder check at the end of his movement. But of course, he might have to roll a disorder check for getting shot at. So just make the move and see what happens.
We'll go there.
Yep. All right. So they can shoot at 1.5 to 1.
Okay, here we go. 53 at 1.5 to 1.
That's enough for a disorder check, I think.
Well, it's oh yeah, because it's an opportunity thing.
That's enough for a disorder check. So disorder check for the combat itself.
Oh wait a minute! Don't I have fire first?
Oh yes, you do. So yes, we should be doing things in order. You're quite right.
Okay.
So they can shoot before they walk away.
Right. So they shoot before they walk away. Okay. What do we got here? I don't know. I'll just roll a dice and see if we have to figure out anything. Oh, we do.
I think we should.
That's a good roll.
So that's
with a -10, that'll be an 89.
Yeah, but still, it looks like you've got 4 increments of musketeers. You got 6 increments of musketeers at 1 hex range, and I forget what is the effect of the Swedish field works.
They're halved. Firing across it. Fire strength is halved.
Okay. So are they? They're times 4, I guess.
Times 4, yes.
Yeah.
All right. So 6 times 4, 24. So it's 12. So it's 1 to 1. It's an 89 at 1 to 1.
So that's good enough on the fire chart, right? Am I looking at the right thing? Mm-hmm. That's a 1. Yeah.
Should be.
But nothing else.
That's right. Yeah, should just be a 1.
All right.
Okay. So.
All right. So now you back away.
Let me see. Do I have any other fire here? I don't think so. So.
And now the question is 53 enough? Oh yeah, 53 is still enough at 1 to 1.
For a
morale check.
For a disorder check.
Yeah.
As you march away.
So 2 disorder checks, right?
That's right. Yeah. Right. First one for the fire combat.
Probably, and 1 more. That's definitely a disorder. So. And 29, 35.
So shaken and disordered. Yeah, he passed the first one. Barely.
Yeah.
Where he's shaken in. Whoops. And so he's back to shaken and disordered.
God, these guys. Yeah. Oh, it's just humiliating. All right.
So we got this move there. What else do I
Right.
want?
So I get a shot as he moves from there to there.
Right. And what is the multiplier
So
at 2 hex? Is it
it's
3?
2. So I'll
So
have
2.
4 to
So
4 to
it's
10.
1 to 3 plus 10.
Yep. Here we go.
No,
That's going to be
Yeah.
103.
that's enough.
That's
That's enough
opportunity fire.
for
That's a
that's enough for a
1D.
hit. A 1D. Yeah,
1D,
so
no M.
1 hit. Well, you're just going from plus 10 territory
Yeah, that's okay.
back to normal territory. So
We're making them pay. We're making them pay
yeah.
for
Oh no,
every inch of Austrian land.
you're making them pay all right. Yeah, we stole this fair and square from the Bohemians.
All right. So I do a disorder check,
Yep.
right?
Right. You know,
Okay.
And you're
looking
happy.
good. All right. What else we got?
Do that. Let's see. Bless you again.
Excuse me. I'm blaming it all on the cats.
All right. If I take the guy out of the church, okay, there's no fire. I can just kind of.
If he leaves out of the church, he's only able to move 1 hex because he's leaving general order. This is like crossing the creek at Brandywine. And I mean, he can adopt any facing he wants, but 1 hex is all the movement he gets.
Okay.
Would I get half a shot at him from these guys?
It's an interesting question.
I think this blocks. So
Well,
if it's
that's
on
why
the
he's.
That's why I
That's
said
why he
half
says
a
half a
shot.
shot.
Yeah.
It would be half a shot, but remember, you're shooting at him when he's leaving the
Oh,
walled
okay.
church hex, which is gonna hurt you even worse. So yeah, you can shoot all you want. I don't think anything's gonna happen, especially because he gets a -5 for size.
Oh, okay.
So you'd have to roll something spectacular.
Yeah, that's not going to happen easily.
And it's 3 to move in there.
Correct.
But again, you're only allowed to move 1 hex no matter what.
No, well, so I could replace him with this. That's why he could move in there. That's
Oh,
1.
yes, he
2,
could.
3,
He
4.
could. Now, yeah, when he moves in there, he goes into general order, and then he'd be subject to those same limitations of only being able to move 1 hex when he comes out. But yes.
Right.
And it looks like you'd have to go this way so he'd get a shot at you as you're moving into the church. Because if you go this way, you'd have to rapid march.
Why?
Because there's a slope.
Because it would cost you 2 to get there.
Oh, the slope. Okay.
Because of the slope.
Right.
So either rapid march or let him take a shot at you, I guess.
I mean,
he's only times 2
yeah.
at that distance, so it's
6
not
to
really
10,
like
yeah. It's a 1 to 2
threat,
shot.
but nevertheless.
Now, so Michael, is this? I don't know if I'm even thinking the right way here.
So David, there's no victory conditions for holding the church. There's no reason for you to hold the church. So I
to
don't.
me, the only reason to put those guys in the church is because you then want to be able to move them this way. which
Yeah,
would
I
be
suppose
harder to
so.
do otherwise.
Yeah.
If you wanted to just bum rush these guys like that and then bring these guys up to support them this way and then bring the cavalry up to support them this way, that would be a thing that would make sense. Moving into the church slows things down just because then he can only move one hex the next turn.
Yeah.
I don't know what the right answer is. That might be an answer. I'm kind of reluctant to move these guys any closer to the enemy, but I mean, maybe you could. I mean, they're kind of meat anyway at this point. What difference does it make? Remember, these guys are still around there, though. So, do you really want these guys out in front? Not really sure. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's a fine idea. Make them come get me, and then get disordered again. Whatever.
Story
And
of my
then
life.
somebody eventually comes and grinds them up.
And what's crossing this thing?
Swedish field works.
The Swedish field works. If you're in line, it's +2. For infantry, for cavalry, it's +3. Yeah, so that's what it's up. That's what it's at.
What would you do, Michael?
I mean, maybe I'm being excessively simplistic about this, but I would just go ahead and move straight on up and
Rush
rush those guys and move these guys up to cover the flank and move these guys up to cover the flank and just dare these hussars to try to do something about it because you fucking wipe them off the map. It's big talk you do before the dice throw.
That sounds about right.
After the dice throw, there's no telling what you say, but before you talk real big.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And what's it? Okay, so 3 hexes, is that the counter range?
No, it's 2.
Okay, so
Yeah.
So our charge range is 4, their charge range is 3, and everyone's counter charge is 2.
Yeah.
And I guess my last question: would you turn this guy first, or would you keep him in that face?
No, I think I would turn him first because I mean the village will protect his flank.
Right.
I wouldn't be that worried about that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
So
yeah.
he's good at 4 right there. And
so as he moves from there to there, I get a shot at him, right?
One shot. Yep.
Okay. So it's going to be 6 to 10.
1 to 2. Yep.
Here we go. Special something.
Uh-oh.
Infantry fire. Accurate fire. Shift the odds column 1 to the right and re-roll. So it's, I guess, a 1 to 1.5 now. Here we go.
No. Excuse me. I think you're wrong.
What do you mean I'm wrong?
0-2 Austrian? Infantry fire chart?
I'm looking at the infantry fire special thing. Oh, okay. Where was I looking?
I don't know. You were looking under artillery.
Oh, yeah.
Accurate fires on the artillery chart.
So this is...
the best part about this
roll
is
2 times and firing units are disordered, but it's also a leader casualty on your part, right?
Oh, but it's not even that. It's
What's
that these are skirmishers. They can't be disordered. So you just basically you're getting to fire twice for nothing.
Okay. So I'll take my 2 shots then.
Take your 2 shots.
There's 1 miss, and there's a 58. That's probably a miss too, right? Yep.
At 1 to 2.
At 1 to 2,
is. Yeah. But you're right. We do need to roll on this leader loss table because depending upon what happens. So roll a single D10.
All right.
Is this a
A
leader anywhere
6.
or what?
Well, it could be. That's actually the first die roll is what tells you that.
Okay.
Okay,
If
so
it were 0, then yes, it says then pick any leader, literally anywhere. But
right.
because you rolled a 6, it's roll for each enemy leader in or adjacent to the target hex, and of course there wasn't one, so
Correct.
it's now moot.
Okay.
But yeah, you got to roll that first one to even figure out if it makes any sense to keep going.
Right.
Okay, very good.
All right. What do we got here? So, all right. So we want this cavalry going up here. And I guess we just kind of keep going with this. Boom. Up.
And then I guess you got that artillery back there. Not really clear immediately what to do with them, but might as well keep moving them forward. Sure as hell ain't doing any good sitting in the back.
Right. The other one would move forward 1 hex and unliber.
He could, yes.
All right.
And by the way, you can see now the difference between first edition and third edition counters.
Right.
If you look at those 2 artillery units, the backs are
Oh,
different
yeah.
colors.
Yeah.
Because they didn't used to mark them as FP.
Right.
And so actually in the first edition of the primer, they gave you updated artillery counters for the old games, including that one, that
Right.
6-pounder there, which was a replacement counter. And yeah, the style was different. It's just kind of funny.
Yeah. No, interesting.
All right. And then presumably you want to put Hulson wherever you want to put Hulson.
2, 3. So he's got a 4. Let's put him there.
All right. Now what, sir?
Now what is okay. Well, let me ask you, would you brought in the other infantry up with the other grenadier?
No, I mean, you don't need him. I mean, the truth is if those Grenzers decide to stand and fight, you've got so many advantages against them already that you don't need the numbers.
Right.
I wasn't thinking the numbers actually, but more that I'm going to end up with that one grenadier stuck out there, right? Possibly.
Yeah, and that much is true. But oh, I see. And you're thinking if the other one shows up, then only one of them advances, and then that way he's not quite out there so far.
Right. And
Yeah, that's legit. It does make for a lot bigger target when he does defensive fire. If he does defensive
Well,
fire,
that's
because there's
true.
no guarantee he's going to. He could just turn and leave. So yeah, I mean that's a legitimate choice for sure.
And actually, I'm going to do that. And let me just see who
Okay.
I want. That's the same. All right. I just wanted to see who I wanted on top. And
They're
actually,
both equally exciting.
Excellent.
I'm going to do it that way.
All right.
All right. And then I guess I say I'm going to have 2 assaults. Correct?
Okay.
Yeah. Makes sense.
And all right.
Who you're rolling for first?
Let's this side first.
All righty.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's definitely going
Okay.
in.
And the second one. And they're going
They're
in.
going in.
Wow. Okay, apparently the Prussians are now angry. Which one do you want to do first?
All right, we'll start over here first. So, what's his options now?
Okay, so I can retreat before combat or try to stand and fight. I don't know that standing and fighting does me a whole lot of good.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you got some advantages because you're
Field works.
in the field works, but whether that's enough to counteract the fact that what is it, 3-1 odds, and he's probably got a hell of a lot of pluses. I mean, he's coming across the field work, so
Right.
that's -3
Yep.
to his number, so that's something. But on the other hand, your effectiveness rating sucks and your combat rating sucks, and so
Right.
there's like and you're going to get some horrendous negative for being skirmishers in close combat, I think, aren't you?
I have no idea.
I gotta go look. Where is it? Close combat.
Skirmishers -6. Oh, that's for
Oh, but they're
cavalry.
not in clear
-4.
terrain though.
Oh,
They're
okay.
not. I mean, they're not in clear terrain because they're behind the field works. So actually, yeah. I mean, if there's ever a time to stop and fight, this is it. Although it's probably still going to end badly. So
Well,
yeah. I mean,
yeah, so I would have a -2. Is that what what I'm looking at?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, you would have a -2,
right.
and of
then
course he's at a -3 because he's
right.
attacking you across the field works.
But my -2 turns into a +2 for him, right?
Well, I mean, it's all just
Yeah.
netting out the die roll modifier. So yes,
Yeah, no,
absolutely.
I'll retreat back.
Okay, all right. So then you retreat 1 or 2 hexes, and then you do the. It's actually not the usual. It's a slightly different morale check. Where is it?
It's the retreat before combat thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. But it's separate from the.
Oh, I'll just roll the dice and we'll figure it out.
Yep, just do it.
Well, it's a 17, so that's not
Ooh,
very
that
good.
doesn't look very good.
Yeah.
Without being a real expert, I'm pretty sure that's not good.
Retreat before combat. Oh, those are special results.
Colin D.
Yeah, it's type D. It's retreat before close combat rather than B, which is pre-close combat. And
they're shaken.
Yeah.
Okay, I can handle that.
Right. I'm glad.
Hey.
All right. So the close combat doesn't really happen, but you do advance into the hex.
Now, do they have to make a disorder check for going over to the field works?
No.
Okay, so that's only in movement.
It's not movement. Yeah,
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. And the second one.
Oh, for me? Oh, yeah. We'll retreat
same.
back.
Okay.
All right. And let me go ahead and roll for them. 82. They're happy.
All right. They're better. All right. Good times.
I think that is it.
Okay. Now that took long enough. I don't have any idea who's rolling initiative rolls at this point.
Yeah, I don't know either. I think it might have been mine.
Yeah, I think it was yours.
All right.
I think I rolled like 22 or whatever it was.
Roll away,
Another
David.
one for us.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you go ahead, give all that light cavalry something to do.
Yeah.
Does that advance the turn marker?
Oh, it sure does.
it
Yeah,
does.
you're right. Yeah. I mean, we have moved so much of both of our armies. I'm not sure I'm worried about it, but you're right. We should keep track. So I think on Zetan's guys, these two guys are out of command, but everybody else should be in command. For Kata
Right.
in Zetan's
Yeah.
outfit. I figured these guys would probably just move across the stream, and that would be all they could manage in one turn.
Let's see. How do I want to do this? All right, so they can move across. They both have disorder checks, right?
Yes.
Yes, they would.
Right, so we'll start from left to right. Disorder. Oh, that's a
It's a special result, though.
For movement, 0.9 on the Prussians. If their morale is more than 36, add. Well, their morale is going to be less than that. So it's a -5 on their ER modifier.
Right. So go ahead and roll again. Oh, that's. I mean, we could take a look, but with -5, they might be good enough. No, they're
No.
not. Okay, so they're disordered.
And the next guy.
Their horses were not happy
And they're fine.
about all that mucky stuff that they were standing in.
Right. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, let me do that again. Yeah. Since. Yeah. Let's do this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, those really would have been 5 because of the slope.
Oh, sorry, 5.
Doesn't matter. You got plenty of movement points.
That's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Oops. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. click. What's this green thing back here? Oh,
They are your special neon green. They're the Pickle Brigade.
Wow.
They've got the pickle helms, or they got
Mm,
the pickle colored jackets.
that's what you want.
all right. So formation change to the right is where's that chart?
Are you putting them into column?
Possibly the ones back on the road. I might put them. I'm thinking about putting them into columns so they get the and then come back out. So they're in line. To the right is one, and then back to the left is one. So I can go. Let's see. All right. So then they move it basically a half through clear. Is that right?
Correct.
Yep, that's right.
All right. Let me just. So it's 1, 2, 3. All right. 1, 2. All right. Never mind. I'm not going to do that. So 1, 2, 3,
4.
4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I stick these guys out too far. I might have. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Well, let's move my green ones first, just so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are hard to read.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I got these guys out a little too further than I want here.
Oh yeah, I remember those guys. Is there really just one of those?
There's another one under here.
I was wondering. Okay, yeah, I thought I remembered there were some
1,
green guys
2,
out there.
3, 4.
Yeah, some pretty wild uniforms these guys had.
Hey, that's typical of the SARS,
Oh
where they
yeah, they're all
spend all their money
wild and
there
crazy
and
guys.
1, 2,
spend all their money there and at the bordello.
7.
So
That's right.
1, 2, 3, 5. One there. And all right, yeah, okay, that'll work.
if you put him right there by that village, yep, perfect. Yeah, he's got everybody in command.
Yeah, that's what I. Okay.
All right. Anything else exciting with them?
Oh yeah. Charge. No, they're good. They're good.
All right.
Are we back to Michael? I think we're
Yep.
back to Michael.
Yep. We're back to Michael.
My goodness. Well, then I will do that.
That's another one for you
That's
guys.
another
And it's a
So
wing.
it's a wing if
If
we
you've got
wanted
any
to, and
wings left.
I'm sure we do not anymore. I think
And
what we
I
have.
will move the intern marker 1.
Oh, very good.
Yep.
Well done, you.
And I don't have anybody left.
Yeah, I got 2 cavalry outfits that I can move, and will go ahead and move. And I will do this guy first. Shonach.
Gesundheit.
Exactly. And I guess he's going to have to put himself in command. And probably didn't. No,
Nope.
he didn't.
Missed it
But
by that much.
that much, Maxwell Smart says. What is going on there? There's actually 2 units stacked together. How curious. Okay. Um,
Pretty big cavalry unit, isn't it?
yeah, that's a pretty big stack that way. Um, all right. I'm gonna do.
Oh, the garde du corps is there. Okay.
Watch out for them. That's gonna be 1, 2. It's gonna be 3, 4, depending on who you ask. 5. And then we'll just bring him up like that.
Oh, it looks like a parade.
Oh, it's like a parade,
Yep.
except there's like lousy concessions. Over to you, Eric.
All right. Let me go ahead and roll my dice and see what I get. 24. Well, it's another one for you guys.
All right. Well, then I will move the last of the cavalry. Something very odd. I never did quite get my brain wrapped around it when I lived over in the UK. You know what concessions are over there?
Other than giving in on negotiations.
Well, exactly. But literally the way they use it actually makes more sense. Because, what do we mean? We mean like the place you buy hot dogs at a football game.
Right.
Right.
Over there, it's a reduction in the price for like children or seniors at a ticket office. It's called a concession. We will concede that we should charge you less. It's always funny because I'm always like, concessions? What the fuck are they talking about? I haven't even bought tickets yet.
Right.
I'm not even in the door. It's strange. Okay, where was I?
I never knew that. That's a new one for me.
Yeah, well, it was a like I said, even 2 years, I'm like, huh? Every time they said it. What? All right, let's see. We'll move these fellas. I guess I'll roll enough that it matters. Okay, well, he is definitely active. 1, 2, 3. Whoops. 4. 5, 6.
All right.
I'm going to say that's what I meant to do. That is my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right. David, your turn to throw some dice.
Great one. Here.
We still have some Austrians that haven't moved, I
Oh,
guess.
yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's one for me.
Well, there you go.
There you go, indeed. Let's go ahead and we will activate Andelau, who is here by Prezdervaksky Hill. And I'll activate these guns and these guns while we're at it. And I'll activate these ones that might as well take a shot.
I am sorry that in our large audience we don't have any Czechs who are cursing us roundly.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to stretch some people out. I'm going to stretch him out here. And then this guy's going to go here. So it's 1, 2, and then he's going to unlimber. And let me have him face. There we go. Good. And let's see, what do I want to do with those guns? I got a lot of guns. All right. This guy is going to stretch out. So I'm going to clone another counter. Here we go. And then the guns that are with him are going to unlimber. All right. Whoops. Let's put them on top. There we go. Okay. And where do we need to send more guns? Everywhere, I guess. We'll move these guns up here and we will unlimber them there, I guess, where they can do something. Yeah, and then these guns here, this one's going to move one. Does it cost anything for him to move over the top of these units, or how does that work?
It's no additional cost, but you might have a pass-through event happening depending upon the exact orientation and types of them when it happens. So
So if
help
he
me out.
moves on top of them and stops, then it's not a pass-through? He would just adapt the formation that they're in?
He would have to have movement points enough to adopt the facing of them as well.
Yeah, he does. So he would
Yeah,
go
well,
here, so that's one
right. As
and
long
then
as he,
two.
yeah, as long as he either ends the hex in an appropriate facing and formation, then everything's fine.
Right.
If he passes through, then yeah, there definitely would have been a pass through because they're different types of units.
Okay.
So
Here's what I'll do instead. I'm going to go here 1 and then 2, 3, and 4 and move him that way.
That finesses the whole point, doesn't it?
It does. It does. Kind of. I like having them in this vertex. It gives the artillery a little bit more flexibility in movement.
It is, yeah, it's actually really interesting how much difference it makes.
All right, so then this guy's going to go here 1 and 2, and then he's going to unlimber. And then that's that. Okay, and then this guy's going to have a little finished marker on him. This guy will have a little finished marker on him. This guy will have a little finished marker on him. This guy will have a little finished marker on him. This one will have a little finished marker on him. Somewhere here. Good. Okay, and then I guess I need to fire this guy here before I forget. So, we got targets out here, don't we? It's exciting. Let's go ahead and fire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're at a range of 10. I guess we can fire on this unit here.
You're not going to fire again. That's terrible.
Of course I'm going to keep firing.
So who are you firing at this time?
I'll fire at this guy. Or
okay. Well,
whatever.
At least you're spreading it around. That's
Yeah.
good. All right. What do you got?
So at a range of 10, my guns are times 4. So that's going to be 8. 8 to 10. And I don't know. I mean, are you like 3.5 increments there, or how does it
actually,
work?
On the fire chart, right underneath the actual fire chart itself, there's the infantry line SP chart.
Okay.
And we're in 3 ranks.
Okay.
And so there you see that the right-hand hex for a 7 strength point unit has 4, and the left-hand hex has 3.
So there's 4 here and 3 there. Is that correct?
No, because it's according to their own facing.
Oh, okay. So it's right-handed. So this is the right hand. There's the left hand. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So that would be 4. So there would be no modifier.
Okay. So it is a 8 to 10, 1 to 1.5.
1 to 1.5.
No pluses, no minuses. 05.
Uh-oh. That's good or bad?
Artillery caisson explosion.
Oh my. Reroll, and if target
or adjacent hex includes artillery, +1 strength point to the artillery. Well, I don't know that there's any artillery near you.
No, there isn't.
All right, so I
All
just
right.
re-roll, I guess, and
Yeah, just re-roll,
okay,
just a regular old roll.
65. Um, that's
Don't
an
think
R
that's gonna do
result, so that's
anything.
nothing.
Yeah, that's nothing. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
You
Let me go ahead and
had to
flip that
give it a
one.
try. Had to give it a try.
Well, once I get what's his name over there, then that'll make a difference.
Yeah.
Old what's his name?
Old what's his name?
Yep. Okay, so I think that's it for Andaluz. And Lao, who's left that hasn't moved? Oh, I did have these guys here. I keep forgetting they're part of Weed. They're way off here to the west. These two little guys
Oh,
that I
okay.
keep forgetting to move them when. Oh, and there is somebody else who's part of Andaluz that's here on the end. These guys here. They're attached to this guy. So they're going to turn 1 and 2 and move there since they're out of command.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Did you
All
want to
right.
move
And
those
let me
weed
move those
guys?
other weed guys, the little
Sure, yeah.
weeds.
Little
So
weeds.
1, 2. Okay.
All right, magic.
Yep. All right.
Okay. Uh,
It's whose turn was it? Who rolled that one?
I've no idea.
I think you did.
Uh,
No, David did. It
I
was a
think it's my
41.
turn.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's my turn. Uh-oh.
Oh, a special something.
Command confusion, the other player. So in this case,
That's for me. So you guys get to pick a command to
although,
be confused, I guess, right?
God, you've only got, how many do you have that haven't gone?
I've got
How many?
Bach over here,
Yeah,
right?
I
Who's
know. That's
to the far west. I've
right.
got these. I've got this
Oh,
heavy cavalry that's here in the
yeah.
center.
Yeah. I just didn't realize that they were
Cerebaloni's
still.
guys. So O'Donnell and Don Jr.
Right.
Not to be confused with Donald Jr.
No, that's totally different.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
fine.
which
Go
one
ahead
do
and
you
do
want to
Dawn.
confuse?
Go ahead and do Dawn.
Don?
Just
Okay.
roll twice.
All right, here we go. So die number 1, die number 2.
Ooh,
Guess what? He's not going anywhere in all likelihood.
maybe not.
Yeah, he's a
No,
5.
he is
Yeah,
not. He is
yeah.
finito.
He is finito.
Right.
All right.
Well, then I will
Roll
roll
again.
again.
29. That's one for you if you got anything
A
left to move.
wing activation we don't have, but it is a regular activation to you.
Okay. Well, I will take it and I will use it for Mr. Who's left that needs to move. I got those guys moving. I got those guys moved. I guess it's Bach, right? Yeah. So let's go ahead and move those guys. So they're in skirmish order, so it cost half to move through a hex, right? In clear. Okay. So, but these other guys moving across the bridge. No, it's a +1 to go across, +2 to go across the creek. And then what's the village cost? 1. Okay. So they can really move just 1, 2. So that's going to be 3 hexes, I guess. Okay. All right. So we're going to go 1, 2. And let's leave this guy back here. All right. These guys are going to go 1, 2, 3. This guy is going to come up half, 2, and 3. These little guys are out of command. We'll figure them out in a second. This guy's going to go 1, 2 to get there. This guy's going to go 1, 2 to get there. This guy's going to go 3, 4 to get there. This guy's 1, and that's 4 to get there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And so that counts as 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so everyone's in command except for the cavalry. And the cavalry, they're going to move across the creek here. So let's go ahead and move 1. And then I guess going across the creek is going to be, not the creek, but the stream. It's going to cost 2, 3, or 2.5. There's 3, 4, 5. All right, and I guess I need to make a roll for him to see if he's disordered, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll just roll first and ask questions later. I think he's good with the 60.
Yeah.
All right, next chap. 1, 2.5, 3, 4, and 5, 6, whatever. He's over here. And actually, they're in skirmish order, so they can't be disordered, can they?
No.
Do they use the cavalry movement or the skirmish movement on the chart?
Wow. I'm going to guess they would use the cavalry movement. I mean, I'm going to. That's a really good question. I do not know the answer.
Cool. I'm glad I could stump you.
Yeah. Because
Are those independents or are they?
No, they are part of. They're part of whatever his name is. Oh, but they'd be halved because, well,
Yeah,
are
that's
they
what.
halved? So
well,
they'd
if
be
they're part
maybe.
of the command and they're nowhere near them, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was 1, 2. I mean, if it's 4 movement points, they could all get there, I think. Yeah. But yeah, these are the skirmish cavalry.
Right.
They use the skirmish movement and facing change costs. Yeah, they are in all respects treated like skirmishers, except they don't do fire combat.
Cool.
Okay, there we go. Thanks to Matthew for writing that down.
All right. Well, so I think that takes care of those guys. We'll flip him over. Let's see. And then I guess I could move Dawn and Fierenstein while I'm at it so they don't end up getting left
Oh yeah,
behind, right?
yeah, probably better if you're gonna.
Yeah. So, and they only cost half moving across stuff. And they don't have to worry about facing changes, I presume.
No, they don't
Yeah.
have facing.
But they do pay for going
You
up and
still
down
have
steps.
one guy. You still have one guy too that hasn't.
Yeah, I still have this other cavalry, O'Donnell, but
Yep.
I mean, it
Your
doesn't really
Irishman.
matter. Yeah.
Pretty good bet they're not doing a lot.
Yeah, they're not. They're holding the hill until the cavalry shows up, or in this case, the infantry shows
Wait,
up.
wait, I am the cavalry.
Yeah.
Hold on.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we want to stay close to Calderero. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gets him there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll move this guy here. I mean, it doesn't matter, I guess. He can't do a wing at this point. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's on his own. All right. So Dawn is there. Okay. So that takes care of that. Actually, I have 2 commands left. I've got this other Castiglione's cavalry as well as O'Donnell's.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah. All right.
So, whose rolls are those?
I guess it's mine since you rolled for that.
Yep.
So 88. That's going to move the thing.
Mm,
That is another one for me since you've
That's
already
all there
done your
is.
thing. Exactly. So let's go ahead and get. Where do we want to put people? All right, so Castiglione. 1, 2. All right, we'll move these guys. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this guy's going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay. All right. So that's done. And those guns are going there. I've got a bunch of guns there. I'll just leave these guns here until I figure out what I want to do with them. Okay. All right. David, go ahead and roll.
Go ahead and roll. Oh, where's my cursor? Somewhere. There it is.
And 83. That moves the marker again for what little it's worth. But we've got.
Is the number 10 or is it 11?
Oh, the number is 11, so I guess it doesn't move
okay.
it.
That doesn't move it. Yeah. It's completely moot, but you can't play bar and not take all these things seriously.
Yeah.
So,
Well, so I will activate O'Donnell, but I guess I can activate this Grenzer, and he can take a shot at you, since he hadn't done anything other than just retreat before combat last turn.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'll go ahead and fire him first. So I'm going to have a 15 to, I don't know what your defense is in the village.
I don't know what the village
It looks like
is.
it's a 10.
Is it? It's still only a 10.
Yeah, it's still
Interesting.
only a 10. So the town is a 15.
1.5.
Yep, 1.5 to 1. No pluses, no minuses. Here we go. 45.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's an R result, I guess. So that's nothing exciting.
Okay. It's a shame you
can't win them
roll
all.
a 0 with that, and then you could have gotten him shooting back at you. That would have been pretty fun. All right. What else?
Okay. I think that's. I think that was it. I didn't have anything else. I'm pretty sure everybody else has moved. All my little independent people have moved. Yeah, the only thing that hadn't moved is one set of guns, and I'm waiting for the infantry to show up. So.
Okay.
Okay, that's it. That's all she wrote.
I will just make the formal roll for the rally phase. Although I think we're the only ones that have any. No, you have somebody shaken too, but we get to go first.
How exciting!
No one has anybody routed, but
Correct.
I think we have 2 shaken units. Is that right?
Yep. All right.
And
roll for that one
plus
first.
15.
Nope.
No, a plus 15 for him as well.
And the next one.
That's going to be a 31. He's a
Yeah, so
29,
he's
so
so
he's
he's good. All
yeah,
right, so he is down to disordered now.
much improved.
Much improved, yes.
All
After
right, and then I will roll for my guy,
totally,
and he's just has a minus 10 for being shaken. Is that correct?
that is correct.
Okay,
Yes.
here we go. 26. He's going to stay
Ooh,
shaken.
very much so. All right, and I think that does it. And I think we can then go hit the end turn marker and flip everybody back over. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep, sounds about right.
Bang
Boom.
O. And then we'll move this back up to here and we'll move the marker down to the 240 hour. And in not even 3 hours time, we made it through an entire turn. Probably mostly thanks to the fact there wasn't much combat and a ton of wig activations. But
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, we're not going to complain. We'll take it.
Any port in a storm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure
All right.
it's going to get more sticky as time goes by.
Yeah, I think
So,
so. We just needed to kind of get ourselves into the positions we wanted to be in before that would be a thing.
yeah.
So,
So, I'm thinking that we're um so
Next
what's
week.
next week is what the 17th?
Yeah,
And
so that should be a good.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
I think
I'm available. Obviously the
I'm available.
24th and the 31st are out, but
those don't seem like great choices.
yeah.
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 No, but next week should be fine. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to it. It should be
All right.
lots of fun. It should be a real hoot, as they say.
Well, it always is as the best laid plans. Well, you know what happens to those.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, this is, I
All
mean,
right.
it's very interesting. Yeah, as you said, we'll have to see how it all sort of plays itself out. But it is
Well,
an
I think
interesting
it's
little
kind of from
puzzle.
watching your progression here as you move along this, right? Because
Right.
obviously, your first time you had those Hessians,
Yep.
which was very limited, and that was good though because I mean it meant that it wasn't overwhelming to just kind of
Right.
start developing the muscle memory of how the basic mechanics work. And then this last time, obviously having a slew of cavalry and also having infantry, but nowhere near each other, so you could kind of think of them independently. And now you've really got a much more complicated set of things to think about, but you've kind of been building up to it.
Right.
So it's kind of nice the progression's kind of worked for you, I think.
Yeah. And with this particular battle, it's I mean, from as near as I can tell, it's a case where the Austrians are racing to get to this Kretschkor Hill.
Yeah,
And I think the key is okay, we got to hold the Kretschkor Hill and we got to hold the other little hill. That seems to be the what the victory conditions are kind of indicating.
yeah.
Um, and so then it's a matter of okay, what can we get where, when, and how quickly to try to make it all work out in some way.
Right.
So, yeah, and
Yeah.
then the quality of my troops is, eh.
Right.
Yeah, but it's been
Which we
interesting.
will.
Yeah, but we certainly. I mean, I certainly see here that this whole action here in the little village of Kretschkor, this whole kind of slowing you down little
Hmm.
action with the Grenzers is
Right.
going to make for an interesting experience.
Hmm.
Well, and
So,
it kind of already has. I
yeah,
mean, to a great extent, when you think about the versions of the stories that you read when you read about the battle, that the Grenzers were just an almighty nuisance,
right,
and Frederick was displeased having to deal with them, and they caused endless difficulty for the troops. And well, we haven't seen that with those guys further to the west because they're not, our troops aren't close enough yet.
right.
But certainly there in that village, yeah, I mean, they have made a real nuisance of themselves there. It's an interesting thing because it's just kind of a big blob in the middle of the battlefield.
Yeah,
And I kind of felt like we needed to go deal with it. The last thing we needed to do is just bypass it. We couldn't really screen it. So it's kind of
Right.
like, well, I guess we just need to roust him out of there. I just didn't expect it to cost quite as much as it's costing thus far, but well, what do you do?
Yeah, and it's interesting to see kind of like, okay, then what's the next sort of line of defense? I mean, it would be
Yeah.
lovely if I had regular troops over there. That would have made a great
Oh, yeah,
defensive place, like with, units in the
yeah,
walled church and there around the fortifications. I mean,
absolutely.
it would have been, very, very challenging, um, but as it is, it's kind of interesting to see how it all kind of works out. Yeah,
Exactly. So, and it is kind of interesting because the battlefield kind of gets broken up with the, the village
right,
there and the creek running right near it, and then the little wood just south of it. I mean,
right.
just there's a lot of little things there that suddenly make what is otherwise a pretty open field just kind of crowded. I
Yep.
guess arguably there's a stream on the other side of the woods that further just kind
Complicates
of,
life. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Whereas really the rest of it is just, if you dismiss the hills, and the hills are kind of funny because they're not consistent slopes.
Yes.
There's some slopes here, there's some slopes here, there's some slopes here. If you zoom out, you go, oh, I see a hill.
Yeah.
But it's not like you can really defend it with the same vigor you would if the slope hexes were continuous.
Right.
So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah, good
live and
times.
learn.
Well, yeah, man. That's what this is all about. So, let's see. One last thing. Was it last weekend? Yeah, must have been last weekend. Um, my dad's 100th birthday was last
Yes.
Oh,
Monday,
yeah, that's right.
and so we had a gaggle of people over. I guess Saturday night, was the big event. So all of his children were there, all of the spouses were there, all the grandchildren were there minus one because one of my kids was sick and really was quite sick actually.
Mm.
But so he was sick and obviously didn't want to be around a 100-year-old man, but
Yes.
also didn't feel like going to a party.
Yes.
Um, and then all the great grandchildren were there. And
Right.
then, let's see, one of his sister's children was there. And one, two, three, four, five, all five of his brothers' children were there with some spouses. So I mean, it was a gaggle of people because I mean, I'm the youngest of six,
Right.
so you can imagine by the time you start adding spouses and children and cousins, children. Anyway, it was a big old crowd. So
Yep.
that was a lot of fun, and we all got together for that, and that was
That
a
is
good time.
wonderful. Yeah, I'm the oldest of five, and we get to, well, we actually are six. We have with one adopted one, so I'm
Ah,
the oldest of six. And we get together. It's 30 some people,
exactly
and
right.
then still
I,
are a bunch
I
missing.
I'm grateful that my sister has a big house, because she was able to hold this party at her house, and so that was good. And then we did have a lunch on his actual birthday, which was a Monday,
Right.
and I figured it's pretty easy to explain to your boss that you're going to take a long lunch because it's your dad's 100th birthday. What the hell is he going to say to that?
Hopefully, he'll say, have fun.